Welcome to The Perspective. I'm C. Towns, alongside Nate G.
What's going on, man?
Antonio Brown. See, I want to just put this out there. Everyone that plays fantasy football, I felt their pain. It went from him supposed to be suspended, everybody's like, all right, let me update my lineup, to he's going to play. All right, let me put him back in my lineup. And then, yesterday morning, release me. Because he got fined, I think it was close to $214,000, which that takes, and then at that point, they can take back the guaranteed money to where it's now no longer guaranteed. And he put out release me. And they cut him. Instantly.
I want you to get out everything that you want to say, man. No, I want you to go first, C. Towns. Get it all out, C. Towns.
When I first heard that he said release me and then got cut, I thought about it, but I wasn't 100% I wasn't 100% sure yet. But then when I saw him get signed by the New England Patriots, I said, you know what? AB he's not weird. He's not troubled in the head. Because that was all question marks. What's wrong with him? Nothing's wrong with him. Everything he did was calculated. And the reason why is because, I don't know if you remember, but when he went through his problems in Pittsburgh, and they basically said, yes, we're going to trade you. He wanted to play with Tom Brady. He wanted to go to New England. Pittsburgh shut that down. They were not trading him to New England. New England's trade offer was better than Oakland's trade offer, and they still said no. I think Antonio Brown gave Oakland a chance up to showing up to training camp. Before the helmet, before anything. I think he actually gave them a chance. And then when he had that first workout with Derek Carr, he was like, I think it's time for me to get up out of here. No. Everything, now I'm looking at it. He wanted to get released. The helmet situation. He's crying out like, yo, please cut me. Not cutting him. Curses out the GM. Because he got fined. Still didn't cut him. And then he finally got what he wanted. And then where did he go? Instantly. 1 year, $15 million, $9 million guaranteed. It's like New England was just waiting. Well, that's my opinion on this. I think everything he did was calculated. I would like to. You know what? I'm gonna wait till we do our predictions to the Super Bowl. But I'm not gonna lie to you. This just changed everything in the AFC. Go ahead. I'm done.
Okay. Antonio Brown. He was in Pittsburgh for a minute, right? Had a great career in Pittsburgh. Put up all the numbers in Pittsburgh. At the end in Pittsburgh, he was getting into it with Ben Roethlisberger. Was getting into it with his head coach. He was on Instagram Live or Facebook Live in the locker room while his head coach was delivering a speech post-game and had it going live, you know what I mean, for all of his followers to see, which is an absolute disgrace in itself, you know what I mean? So, you know, towards the end of his era in Pittsburgh, it just got out of control. You know what I mean? Just wasn't getting along with anybody, just disrespectful, just a huge detriment to the team. So, you've made it extremely clear, right, that you want to be released, you want to be traded, whatever. You no longer want to play for that organization anymore. So, and you also want to be paid, you want to be compensated, you want a new head coach, you want a new quarterback, you want a new city, you want a new team, you want new teammates, you want the key to the city, you want to be the man. You want to be the poster child. You want to be the number one building block. You want to go to a team where they're going to build around you, right? So
I wouldn't say that was his. I'm not saying that. I don't think that's what he was looking for.
I think it's safe to say that that's what he was looking for because AB is all about what? Me, and more me. Not about you, not about the team, not about the coach. It's all about me. Okay. So what does Pittsburgh do? Pittsburgh gives this man up trades this man to Oakland for a 3rd round pick and a 6th round pick. And what did we all say when that happened? We were all mind blown from a guy that's this talented that he would only go for a 3rd round pick and a 6th round pick. And at that time, we're all like, wait, what? For a generational, franchise-changing receiver, skill set, and Antonio Brown? And now we're starting to see why Pittsburgh was happy to give him up for a 3rd round pick and a 6th round pick. They would have given him up for a 4th round pick and a 7th round pick if that offer was on the table. But they took the 3 and the 6 just to get rid of the headache that is Antonio Brown. Hear me out.
But I just want to say one thing. You got to think about. They turned down a trade offer from New England.
Hear me out.
For the Raiders.
Hear me out. So he goes to Oakland, and he signs for $30 million. $30 million guaranteed dollars.
You mean Oakland?
Oakland. He went to Oakland. And he signs for $30 million. $30 million guaranteed, which is a lot of money. He was happy. You know what I mean? New coach, new city, new team, new teammates. You know, you go into a team that's going to cater to you, that's going to, you are clearly the best player on the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? So you are the man. You know what I mean? There's no juju next to you. There's no, the drop-off as far as the next best receiver after Antonio Brown is miles long. So you're the man now. So I have the timeline, bro. I have the timeline of his arrival in Oakland. So you go to Oakland in March, right? In August now, Brown suffers extreme frostbite on his feet due to a cryotherapy chamber. Now, how many athletes have done this therapy on their feet or whatever? And this has never happened to anybody but him. And he posted it on Instagram or whatever, and it looked terrible. So he's not able to play. He misses walkthroughs. He misses practice. He's messing up the whole camaraderie with his teammates, getting acclimated with the offense, getting acclimated with Derek Carr, which is who needs you the most out of everybody, because this is, in my opinion, this is a make or break year for Derek Carr. And you are a game changer. You are the best player. You are the go-to guy on this offense. And you're not able to build any camaraderie or rapport with your franchise quarterback. You're missing a bunch of time because you are being negligent with your feet with this therapy. Also into August, so the feet thing, right? And then not long after that, he holds out a training camp in August because the NFL is not allowing you to wear your old helmet, because it's ultimately to protect you from injuries. Somebody who's already been concussed how many times? Somebody who's already been destroyed on the field how many times? You know what I mean? Gotten hurt so many times. The NFL's trying to protect you, bro. It doesn't make any sense. So you're going to continue to miss time because of a helmet issue now, after the whole feet issue, right? And then, August 12th, he briefly returns to Raiders practice after missing 2 weeks. At this point, Mike Mayock, the GM, he's fed up. He's done. Bro, either you're all in or you're all out. John Gruden, your head coach, he's going to cater to you. He's going to be, because at the end of the day, you're playing for him. You're playing for his job security, even though he's there for 10 years. But you know what I mean? You got to have a good relationship with your coach. John Gruden wants nothing to do with the whole, he doesn't want the whole issue to happen again between Mike Tomlin and AB. You have to cater to this man. That's just who he is. And so somebody has to have some kind of authority. You know what I mean? Somebody has to come down and find this man, or come out publicly and just be like, yo, we're not happy with what's going on right now. So Mike Mayock comes out and says that. So of course, what does AB do? He's pissed off. August 25th, he lost his helmet grievance against the NFL, right? Because he filed, so he lost.
And
he filed again and lost again. So Brown settled. He settles on a new helmet that he was able to find. Now, what does Mike Mayock got to do? I got to do it, bro. You've missed so much time on the field with the whole frostbite, with the whole frostbite crowd therapy session, with the whole not wanting to wear a new helmet, which everybody, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, everybody had to get used to. Everybody had to wear a new helmet. You know what I mean? And you missed so much time, with the players, with your teammates, building chemistry, camaraderie, all that. I have to find you, bro. So he sends him a fine, right? And I don't know if it was through email or whatever, but he posted it online, his fine. And what he says something ridiculous that made no sense.
His team.
What did he say?
His team being against him.
Yeah, his team is against him and all this. And so, you know, he wasn't happy that he was fined, which was justifiably so, bro. You missed so much time. So he posts that. And basically demanding he be released, he be traded, whatever.
No. That was, he got the $54,000 fine, and then that's when he snapped on Mayock on the field, punted the ball and say, yeah, fine me for that, and then apologized, and then got the big fine for
$215,000.
Yeah. And then that's when he said, all right, yeah, just go ahead and release me.
Yeah, just go ahead and release me. So I guess, in my thinking, maybe he was thinking that because he had he apologized to the team in the locker room behind the team, right? You know what I'm saying? That I guess the fine was going to go away, that, you know what I mean, that it was going to be brushed under the table. Nah, bro, you're still going to be fine. You still got $30 million in guaranteed money, but this $250,000 fine, we got to give you, bro. That's not going to be swept under the rug.
The $215,000 fine, because he got that, they were able to not make that $30 million guaranteed anymore.
Right.
And that's when, yeah.
As long, but yo, that $30 million would have been guaranteed if he just would have started week 1.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
But that's why I tell you, he didn't want to play for Oakland. Listen to this.
Yeah.
The Steelers, during the trade, now you remember, they got a 3rd and a 5th round pick from Oakland. But did you know the Patriots offered a 2nd round pick and a 4th round pick? And they said no.
Well, you want to know why? Because if you're the Steelers,
oh yeah, of course you don't want.
You're not going to help.
Yeah, you don't want to.
They're in your conference.
You don't want that Randy Moss situation
exactly
again.
Exactly.
I get it, but that's where AB even were like he deleted a lot of his old Instagram stuff and tweets, but he wanted to play with Tom Brady. He wanted to. Because he wanted to be there. So when he got traded to Oakland, he was happy to get out of Pittsburgh. Because in his mind, everything, I'm sorry, I don't think he's crazy. I don't think he's dumb. I actually think he's pretty smart. Because he celebrated the fact that he knew, you know what, I cannot get to New England from Pittsburgh, obviously. They're declining all trades. Like that, I just got to get out of Pittsburgh and then I can get there. He gets traded to Oakland, and he says, you know what? Let me get them to sign a new contract for me, to give me $30 million guaranteed. Let me do as much troublemaking just to take away, to be a problem in the locker room, take all the attention off the team, make it all about me. And it worked. He got cut. He wanted to get cut. Because you got to think, everybody, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, who wants to give him $30 million guaranteed? He wasn't supposed to get the $30 million. People don't realize, if he would have got traded from Pittsburgh to New England, that $30 million guarantee is not even there.
Yeah.
Oakland gave him a new contract to give him that money, to try to make him happy. Everything was calculated, bro. He wanted to go to New England. And now he's there. And now New England has the best receiving core in football. Now, granted, it's a lot of troublemakers in that receiving core. But if New England's they got Edelman, Gordon, Brown, Demaryius Thomas. If Gordon and AB, if Gordon can stay off the weed, and if Brown can now act how, like, if he doesn't, if Antonio Brown doesn't do anything for the first half of the season, and we're in week 6, that will let me know and solidify my opinion is correct. If he doesn't cause any disruption, he goes out there, he balls out, he goes to practice, you don't hear any of these antics, I'm sorry. I'm going to be like, you know what? He really wanted to go to New. That's just how I feel.
Now, my opinion on the whole him ending up in New England, I kind of agree with you, bro, that that's where he wanted to go. You can make the argument that he basically, like, you can make the argument that he basically wanted to control where he went to. Because look, he was drafted to Pittsburgh, right? Mm-hmm. No control in where you go. And then he was traded from Pittsburgh to Oakland. No control in where you go. So I think it's two things, bro. I think you're being way too easy, way too nice, as far as saying that he's not a knucklehead, he's not a knucklecase, he's not crazy. I think he is a knucklehead. Hold on, hear me out. I think he is a knucklehead. I think he is crazy. I think he's all about himself, not about the team, all about himself. Now, while he was being all about himself, all about me, not about the team, not about what's best for the franchise, what's best for my teammates, it also benefited him as far as, yes, the team that you're with, the Oakland Raiders, had to cut you. Your behavior was an abomination, was absolutely disgraceful, was absolutely shameful, was absolutely embarrassing. I can't use any more adjectives to describe this man's behavior. So, he is crazy as all hell, but it also worked out in his favor because now he is going to a team that's a contender, to a team that is the best in the NFL, to a quarterback that is the best quarterback of all time, to a head coach that is the best head coach of all time. So yes, he lost $30 million, but he got 9 of it back in the signing bonus, and he got, out of the $15 million that he signed, only 10 of that is guaranteed. So you got 19 mil out of the 30 that you lost with Oakland. So, which doesn't matter because it matters to the $11 million. It's $11 million. But if he falls in line in New England, which Bill Belichick does an amazing job bringing on troubled players, and for whatever reason they all fall in line, I think the same thing is going to happen with AB. He's going to fall in line. They're going to have a productive season. It's going to be Tom Brady, Randy Moss 2.0. It's going to be 07 all over again. They're probably going to be they are the favorite already to win the championship before he even got there. So they're going to continue to be favored. Most likely they're probably going to win the Super Bowl again. And now he's with a team that.
So my question to you is, when you say he is a knucklehead, are you just solely going off of the Oakland situation, or are you going off of...
I'm going off of both situations, Oakland and Pittsburgh, bro.
Now, the Oakland situation, I really quietly think that he planned it out. He was playing it like, how can I remove myself? I don't want to be here in Oakland. He knew he wanted to get out of Pittsburgh, but he did not want to go to Oakland. But he knew that was the only way, that situation where, you know what? They get rid of stars. They trade Khalil Mack. They trade Amari Cooper. They'd have no problem getting rid of big names. So let me go here, show out, and then get cut. Now the Steelers situation, I can't
messed up, man.
I can't hold that against them. I can't hold that against them, bro. Like it. You know what? If Ben Roethlisberger, because luckily Mike Tomlin doesn't say anything. Ben Roethlisberger, I think it was a week ago, put out like a whole half apology about Antonio Brown, that whole situation, and then said how like it was one of those, oh, yada 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 yada, but, and it's like what he added after the but, then, oh, I said the same thing to the rookie receiver last year, and it was no problem for him. He called me up the next day and said, hey, that helped me a lot. But you can't talk to a top receiver in the NFL like you would a rookie. I do have little problems with Big Ben because he is known as trying to overstep boundaries as a quarterback for that organization. that organization loves Big Ben. Like,
oh yeah, they do.
Like they hold him all the way. It's Big Ben and then everyone else.
Yeah, they do.
And if I'm Antonio Brown, yeah, I'd have a problem with that.
But you do. But playing devil's advocate, you kind of gotta understand why the Rooney family and why ownership would. See Big Ben as up here and everybody else down here. For the simple fact that he's a franchise quarterback. And without a franchise quarterback, what do you have? Nothing.
Okay.
So Antonio Brown kind of has to fall in line, bro. Like, it's Big Ben,
hold.
and then it's you, bro.
Well, how much do you fall in line? For instance, the last big blow up, Big Ben threw a pass that hit a lineman and got intercepted. Hit a lineman's helmet and got picked off.
Okay.
Right after that interception, he starts fussing at Antonio Brown on the field.
Honestly,
there's no explanation for that.
Honestly, yeah, that's not Antonio Brown's fault. That's your fault. Why are you yelling at me?
Big Ben does that.
But with that being said, bro, Antonio Brown is a knucklehead, bro.
But you're only going off of Oakland. If Oakland's situation did not happen, you wouldn't be saying what you're saying right now.
Bro, look what he did in the locker room. Filming the conversation, filming the head coach's post-game speech, going live on social media. Bro, that is an absolute disgrace to do something like that, bro. There's no justifying that, bro.
You feel that way?
I do.
I feel that way. I agree with you. Did the team discipline him?
And not wanting to play the last game of the season last year?
Hold, before we get to that, when he did the cell phone, did the team discipline him?
No, they did not.
So, whose fault is that?
It's Antonio Brown's fault.
What?
No. Hear me out. It's Antonio Brown's fault to even do something that is so disgraceful to begin with. But the Steelers didn't help the situation by not disciplining him. You just made it worse, like by allowing him to do something. But the fact that he had the mindset. So you know what?
I think he was already
I'm in the locker room.
Before that,
I'm in the locker room. My speech, my head coach is giving me, my teammates, a speech post game. And you know what? Let me just whip out my phone real quick and let me just record this on Instagram Live.
I think
what's up, y'all? Like, yeah. Everybody watching it and saying, wait, is he really recording live while his head coach is in the background giving the speech? Everybody, like, I wish I would have seen all the comments that everybody was saying that day. Yo, what in the world? Yo, AB, what you doing? Oh, and then I want you to explain to me, T-Towns, last year. Yeah, when your team needed you, you know what I'm saying, you don't play the last game of the season for no reason.
Oh, no.
You're not injured. You're not hurt. You're going to sit out.
I don't agree
on your teammates.
I don't agree with him sitting out the last game of the season because that game mattered.
It did.
Whether they had a chance to go to the playoffs. But he was already checked out, bro.
You can't do that.
It doesn't matter. Yo,
there's no
you're checked
bro.
out.
That's your bro. That's
the
point.
thing, though.
He is all about him.
Hey.
He's all about him. He's a knuckle case. He's a head
You want to
case.
know?
He's not a team-friendly player.
You want to know what's funny? Do you want to know who everyone thought was a selfish player until he went to New England after his first couple of years being somewhere? Randy Moss. Everyone thought he was a selfish player. That's why he left Minnesota. Like once the Dante Culpepper era started in Minnesota, he got fed up of being there.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't go from being around Chris Carter, Randall Cunningham, John Randall. Like you can't come around being a game away from the Super Bowl and then the organization doesn't do anything. People started thinking Randy Moss took plays off. He didn't play hard because why am I going to break my body going across the middle for pointless games when I know we're not going anywhere? Mm-hmm. Everyone deemed Randy Moss being selfish. Went to Oakland. Mm-hmm. Selfish. Got traded to New England. And what happened that year? He had a reason to play. He had a reason to go hard because he wanted to win. He finally got a quarterback that will actually throw him the ball, and that's a good quarterback. Antonio, like people, I feel like people fail to forget like this. The Big Ben Antonio Brown situation was bad because Big Ben wasn't at the top of his game the last couple years. Like he's thrown bad passes. He's gotten him trashed. Like, and then it's one thing to throw bad passes and get me trashed, but to call me out on the field with Our team playing, another team playing. Don't try to check me like I'm some rookie. I'm the best. I'm arguably the best receiver in football. This is not what we're going to do here. Because I don't care what's going on. You don't call me out on the field. What?
Yeah.
You threw a whole pass to a lineman and got picked off. And you complain at me. That's what I say. It's both sides. I'm not going to say A-B is just excuse from everything. The Steelers situation was the Steelers situation. But as far as this Oakland situation, he did not want to play there. I'm so serious. He wanted to go to New England. He wanted there from the gate, and New England wanted him. That's why they offered him a better trade than Oakland, and the Steelers still said no. And now look at him. I think New England made out like a bandit. They didn't have to give up the second and fourth. Mm-hmm. They only had to give him the $15 million contract, $9 million guaranteed. So Oakland gave up a third and a fifth for nothing.
Do you think that this same scenario that played out in Oakland? Do you think? How do I say this? The scenario that played out in Oakland with the whole crowd therapy, the whole helmet thing, the whole missing training camp and practice and walkthroughs and all that. Do you think that it would have happened regardless? Like, do you think that the only team that he wanted to play for was New England? And if that's the case, bro, that's no good, bro. That is no good. So out of 32 teams, you only want to play for one team. Like, you don't want to help out nobody else that could use your services. You want to be that kind of diva of a receiver and only play for one team. That's not good, bro. That's not cool.
What's the difference between him only wanting to play with? Now, granted, he did drastic measures as far as the helmet. And
the feet.
Well, no, the feet thing, there was something else with it. I don't have the facts.
I cannot give that man the benefit. You're going to give him the benefit of the doubt?
No. The whole feet situation, there was something that they spoke about with that situation. Like, again, don't quote me. I'm not 100% sure. But I remember them saying something along the lines of the people there told him he didn't need socks on. And he went in there with no socks.
It sounds good.
We'll go over it.
It really sounds good, but again, I can't give that man the benefit of the doubt.
I'm not gonna judge anything off that because I'm unsure about everything that happened. But the helmet situation, he made a big deal. Bro, ridiculous. You think about this. He gave a big deal about the helmet situation, right? Like he really wanted to play with that old helmet. He appealed it 2 to 3 times to draw it out, to make the offseason about him, not Oakland. And then as soon as he gets denied, he got a whole helmet deal where he has a helmet that nobody else has. Made money off of it.
Exactly.
So that's not calculated?
I think
I complain about something, appeal it 3 times, make it a big deal. I get a new helmet deal to make money?
I think his crazy antics off the field ultimately ended up helping him to go to a team that he wants to go to.
Though. That's not like a oops, like that just fell in my lap. Bro, a helmet deal? Bro, they approached him with that helmet deal before he complained about the helmet.
I think it ended up, honestly, bro, I think his craziness, I think his crazy ways, I think it just ultimately ended up helping him somehow. So it's just crazy.
Which word are you going to say if he goes through most of this season in New England with no issue?
Oh, when I'm going to say that, I'm going to say he fell in line with Bill Belichick. He fell in line. Bro, how many players over the years has the Patriots brought in that were troublemakers elsewhere? They come to New England, you know what I'm saying, and they fall in line. There's no problems, no issues. And I think this thing is going to fall in line with him. I do.
There's been players that didn't fall in line and New England just gets rid of him.
Yeah. They get rid of you as soon as, you know what I'm saying, there's any kind of
That's why.
You know what I mean? Like, they don't waste any time at all.
If he goes there and acts right, that's because he's where he wants to be. I'm not going to say he just fell in line. It's because he wanted to play in New England. He wanted to be there. There was tweets, there was Instagram posts, him and Tom Brady comment, just like when Tom Brady and Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham wanted to play at the Patriots. Giants weren't trading him there.
Honestly, I think anybody in the NFL, anybody.
Whip it, dope it,